The Drexian Dominion was a name that inspired dread across the galaxy. For centuries, they ruled with an unrelenting iron grip, using their fleet of colossal warships to obliterate opposition and subjugate entire worlds. They were an empire built on fear, with no rival capable of matching their strength. Entire civilizations bent to their will, their people enslaved, their resources exploited. When humanity entered the galactic stage, they were dismissed as a curiosity. Earth was a backwater world with outdated technology and no fleet to speak of. The Dominion barely acknowledged its existence, assuming that humanity would fall into line as countless others had before. But humanity was different. The first clash came when the Drexians targeted Earth's fledgling colony on Ganymede. They arrived with overwhelming force, their dreadnoughts blotting out the stars. High Marshal Corval, the Dominion's most ruthless leader, broadcast a message to Earth. "Surrender your colonies, your ships, and your freedom," Corval declared, his crimson eyes gleaming. "Resist, and your world will burn." Earth's response was unexpected. The United Earth Alliance activated the Aegis Fleet, a secret project that had been in development for decades. Built in underground shipyards and shielded from Drexian detection, the fleet was a testament to humanity's ingenuity. Instead of relying on brute force, Earth's ships were designed with modular adaptability, advanced cloaking technology, and cutting-edge AI. Leading the fleet was the Resolute Horizon, Earth's flagship, commanded by Admiral Elena Drake. The ship wasn't the largest or most heavily armed, but it was equipped with the Aurora Array, a weapon system that could disrupt enemy shields and disable entire fleets. The Drexian assault began above Ganymede, where they expected a swift victory. Instead, they encountered an enemy that fought unlike anything they had faced before. Humanity's ships didn't engage in traditional battles. They lured the Drexian fleet into asteroid fields, ambushed them with hit-and-run tactics, and used holographic decoys to create chaos. Corval watched in growing frustration as his ships faltered. "These vermin dare to defy us," he growled. "Bring the dreadnoughts forward. Annihilate them." But humanity was ready. The Resolute Horizon led a daring strike, its Aurora Array firing pulses of energy that bypassed the Drexians' formidable shields. Smaller Earth frigates swarmed the massive dreadnoughts, targeting weak points and evading counterattacks with agility the Drexians couldn't match. On the bridge of the Resolute Horizon, Admiral Drake remained calm amidst the chaos. "Target their engines," she ordered. "Cut off their retreat. Make them fight on our terms." Commander Malik Vega, her tactical officer, grinned as he relayed the command. "They're starting to panic, Admiral. Their formations are breaking apart." "That's what happens when you underestimate Earth," Drake replied. Across the battlefield, the Drexian fleet began to crumble. Their smaller ships were disabled or destroyed, leaving their dreadnoughts vulnerable. Earth's fleet pressed the advantage, using precision strikes to exploit the gaps in the Dominion's defenses. In a desperate bid to turn the tide, Corval ordered his flagship, the Iron Wrath, to fire its planet-killer weapon. The massive cannon began to charge, its energy signature visible even from Earth. On the Resolute Horizon, alarms blared as the weapon's power grew. "They're targeting Ganymede," Vega shouted. Drake's expression hardened. "Not on my watch. Prepare the Aurora Array for a focus strike. We're taking that weapon offline." The Aurora Array glowed with a brilliant light as it charged. Drake aimed for the Iron Wrath's cannon, her voice steady as she gave the order to fire. The energy pulse hit its mark, overloading the weapon and triggering a chain reaction. The Iron Wrath shuddered as explosions rippled across its hull. For the first time in centuries, the Drexian Dominion retreated. High Marshal Corval's fleet, once thought invincible, fled the battlefield. The victory at Ganymede was a turning point. Word of humanity's defiance spread like wildfire. Oppressed worlds across the galaxy began to rise, inspired by Earth's courage. The Drexians, once the undisputed masters of the stars, found themselves fighting rebellions on every front. Admiral Drake addressed the United Earth Alliance in a broadcast that would be remembered for generations. "We've shown the galaxy that tyranny isn't invincible, but this is only the beginning. If we're to build a future worth fighting for, we must be ready for what comes next." The Drexians, humiliated and furious, regrouped. High Marshal Corval vowed revenge, gathering the remnants of his fleet for a final assault on Earth. He would not accept defeat, but humanity had no intention of backing down. The Aegis Fleet was ready, and the galaxy had only seen a glimpse of what Earth could achieve. High Marshal Corval's retreat was only temporary. In the depths of the Drexian Dominion, he rallied his forces, summoning reinforcements from across the galaxy. Massive dreadnoughts, reinforced with even more devastating weaponry, were prepared for a single purpose: to obliterate Earth and its defiant fleet. Corval's pride wouldn't allow anything less than total annihilation. Humanity will not stand as an example of resistance, he growled to his war council. Their planet will be glass, their fleets reduced to debris, and the galaxy will know the cost of defiance. The Drexians launched their counter-offensive with overwhelming force. Corval led the charge aboard the rebuilt Iron Wrath, its planet-killer cannon restored and more lethal than ever. Their fleet darkened the stars above Earth, a shadow of doom that sent waves of unease through humanity's colonies and allies. On the resolute horizon, Admiral Elena Drake watched the tactical display as the Drexian fleet arrived. Earth's allies had sent reinforcements, small, scrappy fleets from once oppressed worlds, but their combined forces were still vastly outnumbered. "Admiral, the Drexians outgun us 10-1, Commander Malik Vega said, his voice tense. Drake's expression was calm, her eyes sharp. "They rely on intimidation and brute force. We've faced that before. What they don't know is how far we've come since Ganymede." Behind the resolute horizon, Earth's hidden weapon came online: the Eclipse Array. Built in secret since the victory at Ganymede, the array was a massive orbital platform, capable of generating energy waves that disrupted Drexian communications, targeting systems, and shield harmonics. "We've upgraded our fleet," Drake said to her crew. "But so have they. This will be the battle that decides everything." The Drexian fleet unleashed its first wave, dreadnoughts firing planet-killer beams at Earth's orbital defenses. But the Eclipse Array activated, its pulse rippling across the void. The beams dissipated mid-flight, leaving the Drexian ships momentarily exposed. Earth's fleet seized the opportunity, launching a coordinated counterattack. The Aurora Array on the resolute horizon fired again, carving through the shields of a Drexian battlecruiser. Smaller ships like the Iron Resolve and Stellar Vanguard swarmed the damaged vessel, targeting its engines and weapon systems. "All units, keep moving," Drake ordered. "Don't give them a stationary target." On board the Iron Wrath, Corval was livid. His fleet was struggling to adapt to the chaos caused by the Eclipse Array. "What is this technology?" he demanded. "It's disrupting our systems," an officer replied. "We can't get a lock on their ships." Corval slammed his fist against the console. "Enough of this. Deploy the Nemesis Swarm." The Nemesis Swarm was the Drexians' trump card. Thousands of automated drones armed with plasma cutters and self-repair capabilities. The swarm descended on Earth's fleet like a living wave, slicing through smaller ships and overwhelming defensive systems. Admiral Drake watched the Nemesis Swarm with narrowed eyes. "This is what they've been saving. We can't let them gain momentum." "Orders, Admiral?" Vega asked. Drake activated a secure channel to the Eclipse Array. "Prepare the convergence pulse. Focus on the swarm. Let's even the odds." The Eclipse Array fired a concentrated wave of energy that disrupted the drone's coordination. Suddenly, the Nemesis Swarm broke apart, its individual units colliding with each other in disarray. Earth's fleet moved in, picking off the remaining drones with precision strikes. The battle raged on, but the tide began to turn. The resolute horizon led the charge, targeting the Iron Wrath directly. Corval, refusing to retreat, ordered his ship to fire its planet-killer cannon one last time. "Admiral, they're charging their primary weapon," Vega warned. Drake's gaze hardened. "We're ending this. All ships, focus fire on the Iron Wrath." Earth's fleet converged on the Dominion flagship, unleashing a relentless barrage. The resolute horizon fired its Aurora Array, piercing the Iron Wrath's shields and striking its weapon systems. Explosions rippled across the Drexian dreadnought, and Corval's furious roar echoed through the comms before the ship detonated in a brilliant burst of light. With the destruction of the Iron Wrath, the remaining Drexian ships began to retreat. Their morale shattered, they abandoned the battlefield, leaving Earth's fleet victorious once again. As Earth celebrated its triumph, Admiral Drake addressed the galaxy in a broadcast. This wasn't just a battle for Earth. This was a battle for freedom, for every world that has suffered under tyranny. Humanity stood as a beacon today, but we didn't stand alone. Together, we proved that no empire is invincible. Across the stars, enslaved and oppressed civilizations rose up, inspired by Earth's example. The Drexian Dominion collapsed, its remnants scattered and powerless. Earth, once dismissed as insignificant, became a symbol of hope and resilience. Its fleet, the Aegis Fleet, was remembered not just for its ingenuity, but for the unity it inspired across the galaxy. Humanity had destroyed a galactic tyranny, reshaping the cosmos forever.